could see her legs. Just figure that one out.
But she had dirty habits.
Yes. She did have a dirty habit. Okay, this is Gracie as GPS. Enter request to point from point A to B. She takes you from A to Q, always the scenic route. From Q to P to R to Z and back to C, always the motherfucking scenic route. And Gracie in conversation, same goddamn thing. Question of the day. Who hid the salami and where? I've learned I can't change what people do. I've also learned I can make them really, really regret doing it. Always nice to ask is the title of this one. So I asked her, how hot and humid is it out there? And she answered, the wind feels really good. She always answers somebody's question. End of poem. That's my girl. Deaf, dumb, and so on. Sometimes I go deaf for a moment or three while writing a poem and can't hear the speed bumps and hiccups I've inserted to fuck it up. All right, this is a medical poem. This doesn't have to do with a rectal exam this time. It's called Pepperoni's disease. If your tool is bending in the wrong direction and it won't straighten, you might have Pepperoni's disease. Call the wand wizard. He'll hammer that sucker back into place to avoid necessity for shock treatment. Does anybody have any idea what the fuck that was about?
I do.
It's an inside fucking joke. Okay.
Also reminds me of a lot of signs I saw in India, but I don't think that's your intent.
I never know what my intent is. Okay, life for death. There has to be a state where you can get sentenced to life for committing suicide. End of poem. Suicide's a capital offense, is it not?
It'll probably happen in Florida soon.
Probably.
The punishment is eternal life in Florida.
How's it feel down there in eternal life? My Floridian friends.
What do you think?
It's cooling off in the morning a little bit.
Yeah.
It's gonna get cooler and it's gonna be all right, but it's crazy.
Yeah. Soul might stay down there, thank goodness.
Okay.
95 degrees.
Really?
Then Punta
Yeah,
Gorda.
it's starting to cool off.
Okay, this is called caution sign. Put a caution, hazardous waste, do not enter sign on my office door. My boss told me to take it down immediately, so I did. Then I put it back up when she went out for lunch. This is when I was a addictions therapist, and I thought they might find it humorous to think just beyond the door where they were supposed to get an assessment. The guy doing the assessment was hazardous waste. Nobody thought that was funny except me. This is a found poem.
It's fun.
Hong Kong singer-songwriter has died after trying to take her own life. End of poem. Yes, this too shall pass. Airplane. I saw an airplane flying in the sky. Can you believe that? In the damn sky. End of poem. Okay, this is one that I actually posted on Facebook. It's called Progress in All the Wrong Directions. 4, count them, 4 years ago, I was 5'8", 165 pounds. Progressed to 5'6", 188 pounds. Down and up. Go figure. Let's see, where are we? Okay.
Pick me, pick me, pick me.
Okay, weather lady.
Yay. Well, recent weather has damn near sucked the life out of me, so we are not of speaking terms at the moment. You want the fucking weather, you turned into the wrong channel. Or go ask the bastard who writes this shit.
That's it?
Good one, Kathy.
Well, oh, this is all one thing? Okay.
Oh my God.
Here's an end of summer editorial from the weather management. We're almost out of the clutches of another miserable summer, the most prolific body odor producing season of the year. I stay inside all summer, every goddamn summer. I hate the fucking summer. Do I look like I hate the fucking summer? Only one benefit to its existence, the increase of visibility of female flesh. You got a problem with that? Fuck off. Hot luck at 11.
Good job.
Very nice.
Thank you.
My sentiments exactly. Them. Some people wear the whole fucking world down. Oh, I forgot I was going to read something from this. Oh, that's right. I started that. I got aborted, didn't it? I can't do fortification. I get jammed up in closed spaces. I'll keep returning to the battle site until I'm healed, or until the bastards want to mix it up again. The poems that I'm reading from this book, this is that Aftermath book where I had the year or 2 years of heavy duty depression. And I read the funny ones from it last time I read from this. It's called Eclectic. I've been known to wear 2 different size shoes, to listen to Miles Davis and Chuck Berry at the same time, to mix blue and brown and silence and sound, to speak to the Dalai Lama in Portuguese, to lust after wives who've grown tired of my tricks to deny my age and play on the monkey bars all day long. It's called Burning Embers. I have fields of burning embers before my eyes in the music I choose to listen to, deep in my heart, deep in my soul, burning ember memories of one brief time in my life when I wasn't lonely. I live in a world I would not wish upon my worst enemy. If I have one, don't get me wrong, I have people who don't like me, even despise me. But I don't have time or energy to dislike or despise them. There's too much other bullshit going on around me that I dislike, that I despise, that dehumanizes so many in this one and only life we're given. Is called rough terrain. Not easy with the fields of stones, the rocks, tar pits, quicksand, man-eating butterflies, endless stretches of creature swallowing sand, swampland, deadly insects, tax collectors, the menacing ghost of the selective service system, carpetbaggers and other confidence men, Venus flytraps, all manner of carnivorous foliage, creeping roaches, and sewer rats. It's called Split Rock. I slipped, that's right, I slipped on the incline of this odd split rock, tore a hunk of flesh out of my knee that I stuffed back in that left on ugly scar that I still have. But I still walk and I still dance and I still speak and I still breathe and I still dream and I still think the world's the sickest joke I've ever seen. That's not what. It's called hierarchy. I saw an arc of lightning flash above a mountain, stab its crest with uninvited electrical voltage, set a brush fire in biblical manner, etching the 10 commandments of love for everyone who ever dared. It's called friction. This odd affliction's got me missing that strange friction between sticks and humans that makes fire and passion the stuff of love and fury, the stuff of fiery life and brutal death, the stuff of unmistakable definition, whichever way it goes. Called Witch Hunt. I'd like to blame this protracted bluesy funk on a witch, a sleazy siren on a rock. I'd like to organize a posse to hunt her, track her down, and burn her at the stake, but I can't, because it would be nothing but a witch hunt where there ain't no witch, just a quirky turn of chemicals in the brain that pin me to the mat for what's getting close to a year. So truth is, I'm just frustrated and looking for someone to hit. It's called Downhill Rider. I've been a downhill rider for much longer than I want. Been a downhill rider for much longer than I care. Keep picking up speed so fast I can hardly see things. As I go past, the world's becoming just one big blur, and the wind's taking away all my hair. I'm a downhill rider, ain't got no brakes, and I know the bottom down there is a downhill rider. I ain't got no brakes that work, and I know the bottom's coming soon. I'm looking up. I'll try one last time to see the sun. Called Glimpses. Last couple days, I seen faint glimpses of happiness. Been able to briefly imagine what it's like, been able to imagine feeling it again. I don't feel strong, but I'm hanging on a possibility. This is called waddle. I've been down to waddle like a duck. I've been known to waddle like a duck with just about a fifth in me. Bark like a dog, whinnying like a horse. Bite like a scorpion, coil like a snake, strut like the cock of the roost. Drive the Marion Andretti slither on a walk like a worm, crawl like a turtle, swim like a rock. It's called Gone. Depression is heavier than humility, holds things down in the same oppressive fashion, makes each breath a labored sigh, takes away all initiative, kills impulse, at least the impulse to paint. I am left with my fingers plunking keys, documenting pain. Stalingrad. They sent waves of thousands of men without rifles, with rifles without bullets, and used what bullets they had to shoot those who would not go, to signify it is worth countless lives. Defend an idea to knock the chip off the wrong shoulder. The history of the world is filled with such truths. Okay. Might as well keep it on the same mood level. Cuz, how you doing?
I'm here for you, bro.
You ready to read?
Sure am. It fits right in with Al.
Whoa.
That fits in with the rest of it right there. Fucking perfect. Couldn't have planned this out much fucking better, could I? Hey, welcome to Disaster.
She's back. She's back.
Just hit the wrong button, probably.
I'm just thinking I'm gonna have fun editing this thing afterwards, but we're just not even gonna. Might be a while.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's genetic, for Christ's sake. Don't worry about it.
What happened was I have hearing aids and I'm directly connected to my iPad right now. But the hearing aids can work by touching them. I mistakenly brushed past my ear, and that's what disconnected us. It's great getting old. Okay.
But guess what? That's what happens to disconnect me from the world, and I don't have a fucking hearing aid.
What I was going to say was that the poems that you've been reading tonight, are they from various times or recent?
Oh, this is back to, I guess, 15, 16 years ago. Oh, this is from the book that
After,
You
oh, okay.
cover
Got
thing
it.
for it. I had the two
Yeah.
years of depression that I managed to work through, and I read funny ones the last time I'd read from this thing, and I thought I'd read some of the stuff that helped me actually work through it.
Interesting. Okay.
Not fun, but interesting.
Right. Right. Now talk about interesting. What I'm about. This is something that Al wrote a few years ago. And he
And
read it.
and
What?
she promised that she would read it for me.
Yeah,
And that was 2 fucking years ago.
I know. Well, there've been other things to read, so now it's time for this. Al wrote this and read it, and I saw some of this, and I was around for some of this, and I was very moved by it. So I told him the next time, if he wanted it read, that I would read it for him. It's called 6 Nights on the Sun. Had almost, but not quite finished with my final steel cage match with the bottle, and then the legs gave out. Had to be helped to the car by my wife and next door neighbor. Off to the doctor's office, electrocardiogram. Off to the emergency room. When are they going to let me go home to finish off my daily load? That one racing through my head like the flashing lights of an ambulance. Another electrocardiogram, atrial fibrillation, extreme dehydration, flat on my back, surrounded by the entire staff of some television hospital show looking down at me, a human speck under a microscope. Have you ever experienced alcohol withdrawal? No. Forgot to tell them I never let it go below half a tank. We'll give you something to keep you from experiencing withdrawal. Something told me I wasn't going to go get to finish my daily load. By morning, my tank must have been running really low. The miracle drug the miracle drug they gave me must have been a double dose of St. Joseph's baby aspirin, because I was just past the starting of the electric neon technicolor sideshow from hell. I want a cigarette. You can't smoke here. Then let me out. You can't leave. What the fuck do you mean I can't leave? And the beat went on back and forth. I'm in a closet with an aide smoking a cigarette. That may have been part of my delirium tremens business that was going on at the time. But the tribunal was huddled at the nurse's station. I'm on a gurney with tubes stuck in both arms. I want another cigarette. They think I'm from some odd planet in some odd universe they've never heard about, read about, or thought that might be possible. And they don't like what they see. But the men are looking through the window in my room, and it's my room. They don't want anyone exposed to my disgusting disease. I've been swallowed into a bottomless cesspool. I want a pack of cigarettes and a case of whiskey. My hands reach for and pull out all the IV lines. They strap me down, replace the IV lines. The fish swimming through the rain clouds are on fire and headed straight for me. I'm lost in an argument I have no chance to win. They're feeding me barium milkshakes intravenously. I'm shitting and pissing myself. Who's wiping my ass? Changing my fucking jockey shorts. They don't like me. I don't like them. It's a Lithuanian hate-off. I escape from the restraint again, pull out the IV tubes. Again, same routine as last time. Happens at least a third time. Somewhere along this fucking storyline, my cousin calls. I tell her I wanted to be dead long before I got sentenced to whatever was going on. My lungs are sitting in separate chairs laughing at me. I have an appointment at the mortuary, and they tell me I can't go, the bastards. They hate me. They're in cahoots with the guys at the window. I fall out of bed, out of the restraints. Out come the IV tubes, but I've made it to the floor this time. That's progress. My family surrounds me. It's my viewing, and I get to see who showed up. Cool. My wife did not laugh. Nobody laughed but me. They didn't have the jumper cables to pop my heart back into rhythm. Off for a ride in an ambulance to a mechanic shop that had jumper cables. Bang! I was lifted untold centimeters off the jumper cable table. It was at this maintenance shop they determined the 3 liters of blood had seeped through the organs of my body and floated to the inner surface of my skin, creating a gorgeous purple tint to my skin, neck to crotch, ergo human grade. All because the guys at the other body shop put me on blood thinners to avoid a stroke because of the atrial fibrillation and forgot to take me off due to my poor behavior, sending me into shock that sent me to the floor with a 50-50 shot for early admission to the long dirt nap. Now get this, I developed a bad case of the hiccups. After a day, they decide to give me something for it. After 2 days, they give me more of it. It was Thorazine. After 3 days, they boosted it again. By day 5, the hiccups finally began to subside. On the 6th day, they decided it was time to test my legs. Got me out of bed to see if I could walk without the Thorazine shuffle. First walk in 11 days. My legs were not happy about it. The boys at the new body shop had keenly observed that I had a drinking problem and sent in the A-team to work me over before discharge. A cleric of some variety, a psychologist, and 12-step guy. I listened to their pitches, and each went away, shaking their weary heads. And what I wanted most was a carton of smokes and a case of whiskey, and thus concluded my 6 nights on the sun.
Good job.
Yeah,
Well done.
yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
Promise fulfilled. Oh, so it's back. Thank you, Joanne. She disappeared again.
Disappeared again.
Jesus Christ. The
She hit
guy
her ear.
hearing aid strikes again. Fuck. The whole goddamn thing.
She's back.
You look great, Joanne. Oh,
I got so excited that I touched my ear again.
I know. I called that one.
Oh, God. I have to tie my hands down.
We will. As my grandmother used to say, Jesus H fucking Christ. It's called dialectics. Certain dialects in this miserable excuse for a country have been proven to be serious, untreatable speech impediments. End of poem. Okay, this is called Again. My brain ran away from home again, but this time it didn't leave a forwarding address. End the poem.